Let us pay homage to the lineage gurus, homage to the Venerable Mang Liao Ming, homage to Master Sakya Zeng Kong, homage to His Holiness the 16th Karmapa, and homage to Master Dubdan Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa today, Golden Mother of the primordial jade pond. Simong, Tanzan Kato, Tutan City, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, directors of temples and chapters, all disciples present here and over the internet. Good afternoon, everyone. How do you do?
아이시테르 사랑해 오라미고 게게로무초 스고인 이치반 기모지 주미 야비 브링브링 konnichiwa.
Now I would like to announce for next Sunday, which is May 16th, at 3 p.m. there will be Yellow Jambala Homa fire offering ceremony. And his mantra, Om Jambala Chalang Chanaya Soha. And his mudra is the Vajra mudra. And his appearance is yellow, wearing the precious crown, jeweled crown, and the right hand is holding the auspicious fruit, and the left hand is holding a treasure mouse. Jambala. This deity is very famous in Tibetan Tantrayana. He's one of the four heavenly kings, the Vaisravana's emanation. We welcome all of you to register. If you feel that you have enough money, then you don't need to register. But if you feel you don't have enough, then you should register. Last time, I told everybody that True Buddha School is the school of lottery prizes. Many people win lottery prizes, but I cannot say their names. The first one that we publicized was Lian Hua Suo Mai. He practiced Golden Mother's instant money practice, instant money Dharma practice. And then he won a lottery prize. At that time, it was the biggest lottery prize in America.
那是莲花手麦。
That's 莲花手麦。
台湾也有很多人中奖。
And there are many people in Taiwan who won lottery prizes, the Taiwan Power Lottery. The first prizes, 300 million, won by 4 people, Taiwan dollars. 3 billion NT dollars, divided, shared among 4 people, and one of them was Triveda School disciple. And there was also a song artist who won 200 million, and he never admitted it. And also someone from Singapore that won 200 million, and he admitted. So many masters went to look for him. And he went to Taiwan and offered to Grandmaster. And then there were 2 female masters went after him. And these female masters got much more than what he offered to me. These 2 female masters went after him. And there's another one that got a US great lottery. Wow, it's $160 million. So Triveda School disciples and a master from San Francisco and keeps looking for this person, and he's hidden well, very concealed. And there's another one that won the prize. Didn't say anything, but when I was in Taiwan, as I was receiving the hatha offering from everybody, he threw a box from very far, and actually it's like a paper bag. Flew over the air next to me. When I took it up and looked, and I didn't say anything, I wrapped it back up. I wrapped it back and brought it home. And in Seattle, of course, there's someone that had won too, other than Lien Hoa So Mai, and the one that won 160 millions. There were other people that got some lottery prizes, and they were very calm, and they said, "Oh, just a little bit, just a little bit." They were very modest, just a little bit. A little bit, which also sound like a sister-in-law. They said, not that much, just a little bit. And another one that won Taiwan, the power lottery. Not the first prize, but second prize. If I say this person's name, everybody would know him or her. And when she got here, her son and daughter were also here. And they went into the consultation room. Before I opened my mouth, she said, "Please don't say anything."
最后他跟我讲，
And secretly, she told me that I don't want the son and daughter to know because the son is very wistful.
只要一讲出名字，
So if I say the name of this person, all Tribhuda school disciples would know her.
所有的，因为我在台湾啊，每一次念这个念名单，一定要念到他们。
Because every time I read the names of the VIPs, it would always include these people.
所以讲了这么多，
So after saying so much,
有人跟我讲，
someone told me,
我是不会讲，我也
I will not say it.
忍不住想要讲出来，
Sometimes I feel like I want to say it
出来哦会便秘，
because otherwise I would get constipation.
这个话藏不住，
It's hard to keep the secret.
放在心里上很急，
I feel very anxious.
要讲出来才
I really want to say them
所以
to feel relaxed, but I keep enduring until now.
也不容
It's not so easy to become a guru
易，说不能讲就是不能讲，
because they ask me not to say, so I cannot say.
中奖的真的是不少。
So there are really a lot of people that won lottery prizes at True Buddha School.
真巴拉黄台
And next Sunday is the Yellow Jambala's Homa.
不要钱的
If you don't want any money,
不谈了，
then no need to talk about it.
要是金母马上有钱法，
Golden Mother's instant money Dhamma practice.
要是金母是
Through that, Golden Mother was the one that won the lottery price.
当然也有人中，
And someone won lottery through Jambala,
台前
Manohara,
几乎所有财神都有。
and almost all of the other wealth deities. The white Jambala, red Jambala, Oganapati,
勾彩天女
Manohara,
都是很有名。
they're all very famous. And next Sunday is Yellow Jambala. I hope someone will win a lottery prize.
命里若有
One word.
终须有，
If it is in your destiny, it will be there sooner or later. If it is not in your destiny, there's no need to force it.
是不是没中？
Many disciples won the lottery prizes, but not Grandmaster.
那要是金母是非常敏感的，因为我们今天是母亲节，
Golden Mother is truly responsive.
然后是金母
And today is Mother's Day, so I wish Golden Mother a happy Mother's Day.
为什么祝福瑶池金母母亲节？
Why do I wish Golden Mother a happy Mother's Day? Because she's the mother of all sentient beings. She's the mother of all sentient beings. In the Taoist Sutra, it was mentioned
言灵
that the origin of
洒下来，
the original souls of all beings were sprinkled by Golden Mother. So they all came from Golden
世
Mother.
代的年轻人，
Let's share a joke.
你若问
Younger generation these days,
上的问题，
if you ask me about love to this great master, the great master always suggests separation.
这都叫人家离。
So this master always recommend divorce.
历尽拆散了一对，
And his reasoning is
就两对。
by separating one couple, he is able to make two couples.
这老天下雨了。
So it rains, and the husband stood in front of a store near the office, looking out and looking back and forth. And by coincidence, the wife was passing by and asked him, "So, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm waiting for the rain to stop." It's normal, right? To wait for the rain to stop. And the wife slapped him really hard and asked, "Who is rain stop? Rain to stop." In Chinese, it sounds like a girl's name. Sometimes it's so difficult to give a simple answer. Now we will do the question and answer. So now it's quite difficult for me to give simple answers. From Indonesia, by Lianhua Zhenfu. Homage to the lineage root guru, living Buddha Lian Sheng. May we let people register for bardo on the Homa cards for the Homa ceremony conducted at the temple? First question. So, for the Homa ceremony conducted at the temple, may we let people register for bardo on the Homa cards? If it is allowed, may we replace the small Homa spirit tablets that are sold by the temple with the Homa cards? Small spirit tablets? Third, some temple or centers provide registration forms with selections such as to bardo deliver ancestors and or all the animal spirits that are intentionally or unintentionally harmed and killed. So we check whichever we want. So we can choose to register for our ancestors or the animal spirits that are intentionally or unintentionally harmed and killed. Is this kind of registration form appropriate? Because there are so many spirits included in this, and they perhaps only offer a few dollars. This question cannot be answered with a simple statement. It's a very complex question. Do we sell Homa cards here? Homa wooden cards. So do people write this Homa wooden cards? Do we always also have bardo spirit tablets? Yes. Oh, I didn't know. That's why he asked. If they are available, like here at our Rainbow Temple, there are the Homa cards and also the bardo spirit tablets. Then of course you allowed. Yeah, because Rainbow Temple allowed them, so we have the Homa wooden cards and the Bardo small spirit tablets.
道场卖的超度小令牌吗？哪一个比较贵？
So can the Homa cards replace the spirit tablets?
一样啊。
Which one is more expensive? They're the same price.
小令牌跟护摩木是一样的，一样的价钱。
Yeah, they cost the same.
难啊，可以互通。
You can use both.
护摩木可以取代超度小令牌，超度小令牌也可以取代护摩木。
So the Homa cards can replace the Bardo spirit tablets, or the Bardo spirit tablets can replace the Homa cards. That's what the Buddha temple wanted. So it's up to you. And the third question. The registration form has the selection animal spirits that are intentionally or unintentionally harmed and killed, or ancestors, and you need to check them. And our Rainbow Temple includes this? No. Yeah, different temples have different forms. So on the registration form of Rainbow Temple does not include the statement animal spirits that intentionally or unintentionally harm and kill, or ancestors. So he said that because ancestors include many of them, of course, and then people just offer a few dollars, and animal spirits that we harm also innumerable. They are countless, and yet you only offer a few dollars. So is it enough? Then you offer more. Then you should offer more money. So there are many ancestors and many animal spirits that were intentional or unintentionally harmed and killed. So you should offer more. And about temples, don't worry. Don't worry about them, because it's other people's money, other people's pockets. You just control your own thing. So if you think that you're registering for so many spirits, then you should give more money. A lot of money. 喜多钱. Not the 喜多钱 from Taiwan. So just mind your own business. Don't mind other people's business or other people's money, because perhaps a few dollars are everything to those people, according to what's written in the sutras. The poor old lady, in order to offer to Sakyamuni Buddha, used up all her savings and could only buy one lamb, and offered this to Sakyamuni Buddha. So the one lamb offering by the poor and this whiff of wind, and all the lamps, all the flames of the lamps were extinguished. Only that old lady's, that poor old lady's lamp was still burning. So Sakyamuni Buddha made use of that incident, because the one lamp offered by that poor old lady was everything to her. Therefore, the lamp was still lit. But the other lamps were just a small portion for the wealthy people. So therefore, don't undermine the amount. Although the offering by the poor is very small, but it's everything to them. And this everything is very precious. That he could offer all that he has, even if it's only a few dollars, that's a lot. So as a spiritual cultivator, we should not judge the amount of offerings by other people, because the other fellow disciples may not be very wealthy, they may not be rich. So that's why everything is voluntary. You make offering out of your heart. So Lianhua Zhenfu should only mind your own offerings. Don't mind other people's offerings. Because you, Lianhua Zhenfu, I cannot say that he's rich, because it's hard to say who's rich and who's not, who are the haves and who are the have-nots. You might think, some people think $10,000 is a lot of money, and he's very happy every day. I have $10,000. And he did not know that other people have trillions, like Bill Gates. So who is rich? The one with trillions, like Bill Gates. And the person that has $10,000 that's very happy and he feels very rich. So how do you differentiate? How do you judge who's the rich one or who's the poor one? It's very difficult. So we just mind our own money and our own business. So just mind your own business. So I'm telling Lianhua Zhenfu from Indonesia, just worry about your own offerings. Don't worry about other people's offerings or other people's business. That's answer to Lianhua Zhenfu. I recognize you. So Grandmaster would like to ask you, are you fine now? Sorry. Lianhua Jia Yi from Malaysia. Grandmaster, I'm really baffled. I really want to know if affinity is predestined or made in heaven. Whether whom we are married to, is it predestined? Do we have a choice? If we have several choices, do we have a choice? Or is it predestined? Who and who can be together? So if our birth stars are not compatible, can it be fixed? Or are this predestined, it will not go well? Or can black magic be alleviated? Is affinity predestined? Let me tell you. where you are born, which country.
你可以自己选择吗？
Can you make a choice?
你有哪个父亲、母亲生？
So where,
你有的
which father, which mother, do you have a choice?
那么你跟谁结婚？
And whom you're married to?
你有的选择吗？
Do you have a choice? Of course.
但是你选择的那一位，
But the one that you choose actually is predestined.
我告诉你，少子艺术，
少子艺术，
少康节，
少康节。
少康节写的。
It's a divination book by 少康节. You check it out.
只要你的年月
If you have accurate year, month, date, hour, and minute of your birth are accurate, the book 1 and book 2 of 少子艺术,
每一条打开来看，
and then you follow it and then you look it up, everything is accurate.
你的父亲
Your father,
像我父亲，
like my father,
母亲属兔，
a zodiac was tiger. My mother, my mother's zodiac was a rabbit.
就是哪一条？父亲是属老虎，母亲属兔。
So when I look it up, my father's zodiac tiger, my mother's zodiac
前
rabbit.
面几个
And how many siblings you have?
岁的时候剩下几个？
And at what age? Only how many left? They were all written
每
very
月
clearly.
水领多少钱？
Even your salary is written on it.
每个月你上班领的薪水多少钱？你什么时候会被人家骗多少钱？都写在里面。
And how much money will be cheated from
你
you.
的人姓什么？
And the family name of the person who cheated you were all written in
写
it.
在里面。少子艺术
少子艺术.
定的。所以我跟你讲啊，
A divination book.
是天注定。
Therefore, affinity
和
is
谁结婚
predestined.
注定呢？
So whom you're married to, is it destiny? Yes.
有。
But is there a choice? Yes.
出来就是注定的那一个。
You can make a choice, but the one that you choose would be the one that's predestined.
选出来就是你注定那一个。
So you would choose the one that is your destiny. So in the past, Simu asked me about her marriage prospect, and I told her you will get married at 26.
自己知道我40岁结婚，
And I know I would get married at 30.
30岁结婚，
I
我
knew.
说你26岁结婚，
And I told her you would get married at 26.
我说你将来啊，你也不用去世界，
And I told her no need to travel around the world,
因为未来啊
because in the future
可以到处世界去旅行。
you would go all over the world.
我当初的时候问他的母亲，跟
I
来问
She and her mother came to consult about Simu's marriage prospect, and truly Simu got married at 26,
那我那时候是30岁，
and I was 30 then.
我也没有直接讲，
So we have 4-year difference. I did not tell her that you would be my wife.
那时候还讲啊，你不用去花
And I told her then,
世界旅行。
you don't have to spend any money traveling anywhere, because in the future, you would go all over the world without spending your own money. And sure enough, she's gone all over the world. Simu, she's gone to more places than I have. So you can choose, but you will end up with the one in your destiny. So can you transform a conflict or negative a wedding match? Yes. So there's the science of changing your destiny. Yes, you can change a lot of them. Of course, if things that don't go well or being cast spells, they all can be transformed. Otherwise, why do we want to practice Buddhism? By practicing Buddhism, you can change all the negativities or all the adversities or things that don't go well, or to alleviate spells and black magics. That's my answer to Lianhua Jia from Malaysia. So destiny, so big or a huge amount of goodness and evil can change your destiny. And by your Buddhist practices, you can also change your own destinies and fates. So the Sao Zi Yi Su divination book by Sao Kang Jie, which is the ancient Taoist Sao Kang Jie, and Yan Tian Gang. Yan Tian Gang can measure my measurement, that my life is 277 and I am 77 this year. So my lifespan is 77. So the American age is 75, but Taiwanese age is 77. But on June 27th, 2021, I would be 76 years old according to American age. 76. But I can also change my age. So I've given my answers to Lianhua Jia from Malaysia. Next question by Lianhua Zijian from Singapore. Homage to Grandmaster. Should we select which Buddha, Bodhisattva or gods we should worship? Is it depending on our 5 elements and our birth date and time? So the 5 elements are the metal, wood, earth, water, and fire. And the 8 characters are the year, month, date, hour. So this is about definition. So can we choose? Should we choose our deities according to this? I think affinity is more important, not our 5 elements and the 8 characters. And she said it's related. Then your question is simple. So, choosing our deity to worship, is it related to our 5 elements and 8 characters? Yes, that's the answer. Very simple.
很多的关系，很多。
Actually, choosing our yidam has many factors.
这个表哥是中医师，有一个女孩子的表哥是中医师。那这个今天他去相亲了。
So, someone's cousin is a Chinese doctor, and they went on a blind date, a marriage match. So the woman really likes him, but the cousin really didn't want her. So he's asked why. When I touched her hand, when I hold her hand, I knew that she's pregnant already.
他跟他牵手的时候，牵他的手的时候就暗中这样已经把脉。
So when he was holding her hand, he was checking the pulse already. So that means that she's pregnant already. That's why he did not want her. So therefore, the Chinese doctor is more amazing, because by holding hands, he knows that she's pregnant. We have a Chinese doctor here. Kong, Miss Kong. She here? No, not inside. Kong Nan Yo. Can she check the pulse and see if Grandmaster is pregnant? Now we will expand on Lamdre. The verse, the Bodhya of the 5 kinds of Sambhogakaya Buddha mothers, end quote. The distinction in terms of the mentors is the 5 Sambhogakaya Buddha fathers and mothers. The distinction in terms of the place is the relight exceeding capacity palace altar as the phenomenon of the wisdom. The distinction in terms of retinue is the destined bodhisattvas, the bodhisattvas of the 11th and 12th grounds. The distinction in terms of Dharma teaching is as in the verse in quotes, seeing the secret of announcing and chanting, end quote, which is seeing the meaning of the most profound and victorious secret of speaking on the Vajrayana. The verse in quotes, seeing the percentage of purity of the female purity of the mudras, end quote. At the channel area of the Buddha Mother, one sees the percentage of the purity of the area as the secret start of affinity. Thereafter, in the outer circumstances, one sees the phenomena of spiritual experiences, which is the 5 unimpeded transcendent powers. Also, if one sees the purity percentage at the door to the eyes, then vision transcendent power will arise. If it gathers at the door to the ears, then auditory transcendent power will arise. If it gathers at the door to the heart area, then one will be guided at the dying moment, and one will know where to be reborn next, and one knows the thoughts of other beings. If one sees the full accumulation at the crown area and all channels, then one attains the divine transformation transcendent power. So this excerpts, if you have not reached that realm, then it's impossible for you to explain this. If you have not reached such realm, you would not know. Because the wordings are extremely terse and convoluted. It's not possible to understand from the words. The verse in quotes the Boja of the 5 kinds of Sambhogakaya Buddha mothers, end quote. The distinction in terms of the mentors is the 5 Sambhogakaya Buddha fathers and mothers. The distinction in terms of the place is the relight exceeding capacity palace altar as the phenomenon of the wisdom. Typically speaking, the 5 Dhyani Buddhas are inside our body. We often talk about this. 5 exceeding capacity palaces: the brow point, throat, heart, navel, and secret. 5 palaces, 5 Buddhas. 5 kinds of Buddha mothers. The difference in terms of place. So 5 kinds. If you belong to the Buddha mother here, or in the heart, or navel, or secret chakra, there are 5 kinds of Buddha mothers. Phenomenon of wisdom. So we often say the wisdom deity or wisdom yidam. Buddha mothers belongs to wisdom. The mothers belong to the wisdom, and the fathers belong to the skillful means or convenience. That's how we classify in Tantrayana. That's why tantric sutras or tantras are divided into the father's tantra or mother's tantra. And father's tantra are for methods and skillful means, and mother's tantra are for wisdom. And dual execution is the combination of both skillful means and wisdom. And that's called dual execution. Skillful means and wisdom are combined. The distinction in terms of retinue is the destined bodhisattvas. So every Buddha has their Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, or Nirmanakaya, and their retinues are bodhisattvas. So the retinue or family of Buddha are bodhisattvas. Like for Amitabha Buddha, he has 2 most famous bodhisattva retinue. One is Avalokitesvara and one is Mahastamaprapta. They belong to the family of Amitabha Buddha. And for Vairocana Buddha, one is Buddha Lokana. Buddha Lokana or Ucheyen Fumu, or the Buddha Mother with no slant eye. Like medicine Buddha, like yesterday, is sunlight bodhisattva, moonlight bodhisattva, supreme king bodhisattva, supreme medicine bodhisattva. They're all medicine Buddha's family members or retinue. And for the 5 Dhyani Buddhas, their bodhisattvas are mostly the 11th and 12th ground bodhisattvas. So bodhisattvas on the higher levels. And the distinction in terms of Dharma teaching is in the verse, in quotes, seeing the secret of announcing and chanting, end quote, which is seeing the meaning of the most profound and victorious secret of speaking on the Vajrayana. So Sambhogakaya, 5 Buddhas, 5 kinds, at the brow point, brow chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, navel chakra, and secret chakra. And they all have names. A great bliss wheel, a functioning wheel, transformation wheel. They all have their own names. The verse, seeing the percentage of purity of the female purity of the mudras. End quote. At the channel area of the Buddha Mother, one sees the percentage of purity of the area as the secret start of affinity. Thereafter, in the outer circumstances, one sees the phenomena of spiritual experiences, which is the 5 unimpeded transcendent powers. What does this mean? The mudra goal. This mudra is not the hand gesture that we form, but it's the karma mudra. And what is karma mudra? Is the physical, spiritual companion. So, the percentage of purity of your female companion. So, the percentage of purity of the percentage of purity. Some females are extremely turbid and dirty, and then you use her as your mudra. There is no purity at all. She's not pure. She's dirty, filthy, and if you use that female, you would be contaminated. So you have to be careful. So which kinds of Buddha Mother are you? Of these 5 kinds of mudras, which one are you of these karma mudras? And how much is the percentage of her purity? You have to be able to observe clearly. If it is a good match, then it would produce the unimpeded transcendent powers. If they are not, then it would be chaotic and contamination. So, generally speaking, not only you need to recognize, and you also have to receive confirmation. The female has to receive some signs and confirmation that she's a karma mudra, otherwise she's not. That's the reason. Here Sutta, it's written, if the purity is at the eyes, if your eyes are already pure, then you have vision transcendent power. If the purity is at the ears, then you would gain auditory transcendent power. If the purity is at the heart, then you would know about other people's thoughts. And at the dying moment, she would be guided. You would know that the primary qi inside the heart, the life qi, that's the primary qi at the heart, at the moment of death can be guided or can be transferred into the Pure Land very quickly. So at the dying moment, you can be transferred or guided to the Sukhavati or to the Eastern realm or to the Pure Land of Guan Yin Bodhisattva or to the True Buddha realm. Can be transferred or guided there immediately. And you would know where you would be reborn next. And the transcendent power of knowing other thoughts. So if the eyes are pure, you have vision transcendent power. If the ears are pure, you would have auditory transcendent power. If you have pure heart, then you have the mind transcendent power. Or if you have a knot, a head bump, and if the crown area or the head bomb is also pure, then you would attain the divine transformation transcendent power. So if the percentage of purity has reached all the channel characters, then the transcendent power is unhindered. It means that it can transform all kinds of forms of channels of the body. So by guiding the purity of the mudra to enter in the outer circumstances, it can transform all kinds of transcendent transformation. So not only you have it, but also the karma mudra will have it. You would be able to see lights. In the beginning, you would be able to see lights. You would be able to see which deity appearing. And she would know how to observe. And she has the vision transcendent power. And sometimes there would be guidance, so you have the auditory transcendent power. And sometimes you have some sensation in the heart, and that's the mind, the mind knowing transcendent power. So if the purity percentage reach all the channel characters, then there would be the unhindered divine transformation transcendent power. There are disciples in True Buddha school that are able to do this. And the verse, if it's being transferred transferred consciousness, it would go according to the thought. So what does this mean? You are able to know about your past lives. So that's a transcendent power to know about past lives. If you can if you understand about transference to Sukhavati or the eastern realm of Lapis Lazuli realm or the Pure Land or the true Buddha Pure Land, then you would gain the transcendent power of knowing your past lives.
尽分牵流至阿日等处，外境中。
So to guide the percentage of purity to enter into the R character. In the outer circumstances, it would give rise to the thought that all sentient beings and the things of many lives of yourself and other beings. So many lifetimes where you were being reincarnated. This is the transcendent power of knowing your past lives. And you would be able to thought of people that have affinity with you, like in the past lives. You would be able to remember them. This is the transcendent power of knowing your past lives. You would reach such realm. In sum, if you want to know the mind of the six paths, then the mind chi will gather at which character. Then you would know yourself and others. So by the outer inner secret and the true nature step of affinity, then this proves the true suchness verification. So this is talking about the process of spiritual cultivation. Most importantly is your own purity and the purity of the Buddha Mother, of the Karma Mudra, and your own purity. And the 5 key points are the 5 exceeding capacity palaces at the brow chakra, throat, heart, navel, and secret. And they guide each other. The pure chi enters into your body, and the pure energy of your body enters into the body of the Karma Mudra. And then you open the 5 chakras inside the body and to purify them. And whichever that you have purified, you would gain which transcendent power. That's what is mentioned here. So, purity percentage. So, your purity and the purity of the Karma Mudra are merging with each other, and then to purify your own chakras and the characters of the chakras. That's what it mentioned here. And lastly, you would be able to attain the transcendent power about knowing your past lives. It talks about many transcendent power of seeing, hearing, knowing other people's minds, and transformation, and knowing your past lives. You would know which people would have what affinity with you. You would know all of them. That's what it means. Now do you understand? If women lead the countries, then there will not be any wars. But there would only be countries that don't talk to each other. Because women don't know how to fight, but they would just keep quiet.
母亲节
For Mother's Day,
先生不如对父母说声感恩。
rather than chanting the Buddha's name, it's better to say, to talk to mothers, rather than praying to the Buddhas. You might as well do to your parents. Rather than spending lots of money, it's best that you accompany your parents. Some people think that giving money to parents is filial piety, but actually what they want sometimes is just care and affection. Yesterday I went to the psychologist, and the doctor said that I have a split personality, and he asked me to pay 5,000 NT dollars. So I give him 2,500, and he asked why only 2,500. I told him, and why don't you ask the rest to my other half? That's pretty funny. Okay, that's all for today. Om Mani Padme Hum.